Hello guys and welcome back to Married at First Sight Australia, and today we are going to be talking about the fifth dinner party. Honestly, these dinner parties are nothing but dramatic. There were a few dull ones on UK in the last series, but a lot of them were like very entertaining. It seems like every single week there is some kind of controversy to discuss, and this week the central discussion is about a certain cheating allegation. Ooh, it's gonna get saucy, it's gonna get naughty, but we are going to get into it very shortly. But before we do, make sure you are liking, commenting, and subscribing, and doing all of that YouTube stuff that you guys are absolutely smashing at the moment. We are on our way to 900 subscribers, so make sure we get there. Come on, guys. You can do this. I believe in you. And maybe I shouldn't, because you're not getting me there. Maybe not. But either way, I hope you guys are enjoying. Let's get into the video. So, everybody before this whole thing is ready to hold Jack accountable. I don't think there's a single person left in this experiment that likes Jack now. The fact that he has come for Lauren, he has come for Sarah, he's come for Tim, he has genuinely hurt the most lovely person in this whole experiment, Tristan, and he just doesn't seem to be genuinely remorseful for it. He's sorry that it's caused him issues, but he's not sorry that he's done these things. And that's where the issue is currently lying for most people, is they don't believe his apologies when he says them, but they're also trying to protect Tori because Tori is so enamored by him that she can't seem to get it out of her head that he is a genuine dickhead. Like, So yeah, there's a lot of problems currently, and unfortunately for him, this is one of them. It's not great. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. Before we get into that part, we also need to talk about Eden and how Eden is struggling with what she should do about the information she holds. She told Jaden in the last episode, and they've been waiting until the dinner party to get Sarah and Tim together and basically be like, Sarah, tell him or we will. Do I think that's the best way to go about it? No. Does it make the best television? Absolutely. It's kind of like a catch-22 situation for her. She was forced into protecting her friend and losing her husband, or telling her husband and losing a friend. So it was a tricky one. It was not exactly the nicest position to be put into, but I think she handled herself pretty well. We'll get more into that as well later on. A few other bits to talk about before we get into the main episode. Unfortunately, Richard did not join them for the dinner party. Andrea walked in on her own and everyone was like, oh, and she went, no, he's just ill, don't worry about it, we're good. And I was like, oh god, thank god, because those two are very, very sweet together. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that Ridge has now met Jade's daughter V, and this is a huge moment for this couple. I didn't expect it to happen so soon, but I also am just in pure shock about how badly I misjudged Ridge. Like, when we first saw him on this show, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be Jack 2.0. This guy is going to literally cause so many problems. He's going to upset this poor woman, and it's just going to be an absolute nightmare. He's done anything but. He has been an absolute gemstone. Like, I actually cannot believe how amazing he's been. He doesn't deserve to be this amazing from what I saw at the start, but he has been, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. Honestly, really, really impressed, and I would love to see more of them. They're currently a couple that doesn't get a lot of airtime, but then I always feel like that's the case with some of the newer couples that get introduced near the halfway point, is they don't always get the same amount of screen time and time to flourish, because sometimes they just are doing really, really well, and until there is a problem, they don't need to air them. So we are going to talk about the whole Jack issue and how he went to go apologize to Tristan, and this apology was quite horrendous. The experts found out about the whale comment, and they were absolutely just as disgusted and appalled as everybody else. They thought it was wrong. It was horrific. Like, why would you say that to him when you know it's going to have a negative impact on him? It's just unkind, and I don't think that Jack has fully appreciated that yet, which is a real shame, but it is what it is. Not really much you can do about that. As for the apology itself, he got Tristan over, and Tristan was trying to explain how he felt, and Jack basically told him to stop talking and was deflecting the whole thing onto Timothy and being like, well, Timothy made a big deal out of it. And I was like, really? You just can't take accountability for your mistakes and your actions. Like, it actually is disgusting to watch, because you can't even sit there and be like, yo, my bad, I shouldn't have said it. It was a horrible thing to say. My bad. My B, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean any offense by it. No, he can't do that. He has to just be a dickhead about it. Anyway, the issue came with what the apology came with. And he handed two things over to Tristan. The first one was a key ring that had engraved on it, "You're enough." And I was like, that is so... Why did you feel the need to get him that? Like, are you trying to tell him to have more confidence in himself? Like, what's going on here? And the second gift, this was the disgusting one. He gave Tristan a gift card for a supplement store. So bearing in mind, Jack has called, in like, just as a joke, called him a whale. And Tristan has been upset by that. So what does Jack think is the correct way to deal with this situation? Give him a gift card for supplements. Like, at what point does that go through your head and go, yeah, computes, that checks out, that works for me personally. That is, yeah, that's a good thing. He's struggling with his body confidence. I've really damaged him, and so how do I fix this? Well, I'll just help him lose weight then. Huh? I can't be the only one that's like a bit pissed off of that. But Tristan, being the lovely bloke he is, doesn't really see it for what it actually is, and goes, oh, thank you, you're so amazing. And then they have like a big argument at the table. And it seems like everyone is just like, why would you get him supplement pills? Like, what? That's so damaging and upsetting. Like, what? Like, he could have got him literally anything, but he decided on a gift card for a supplement store. And he was like, I'll come with you and help you pick out some good stuff. Oh, I actually can't be bothered with Jack. Like, and then they were like, yo, Tori, at what point is enough with Jack? And she went, well, I think I'm halfway there. And even the experts were like, only halfway? This man has, and I'm not even joking with this. This is just from the dinner parties. He has lied about having a partner before the experiment. He dumped her during the process of applying for this. He said the muzzle comment. He sat on the couch in front of the experts and went, oh, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you. He's been lying about how he's feeling about Tori. He has been inappropriate with another one of the wives. He has called Tristan a whale. At what point is enough, Tori? At what point are you going to wake up and smell the coffee and be like, oh, actually, this guy is a literal dickhead? And there are probably 101 other things that I just can't think of right now. But, yeah. I just can't be bothered. I actually just CBA, because actually, what's the point? What's the point in trying to justify it? So, we're on to the whole Sarah debacle. Eden sat her and Tim down along with Jaden and went, yo, Sarah, I can't keep your secret anymore. Jaden is threatening to spill everything. Jaden, big up on Jaden, because obviously she told him off her own back, and he went along with the lie that he'd seen the text messages on her phone and was like, rah, what's this? And so, obviously, Sarah starts by going like, oh, well, yes, I did, but it wasn't a date, and it wasn't this, it wasn't that. And then Eden's basically going, don't lie, because this is actually what you said. I've got the receipts. This is actually what you said. And then Sarah starts to backtrack, and then it's like, rah, what is going on here? Because genuinely, I thought these two were going so strong. But it appears as though Sarah's taken the entire weekend off, lied to Tim about where she's been, and apparently she's been with her ex. So it doesn't take a genius to work out what on earth has been happening there. And as much as she is denying completely the fact that she has had an affair with her ex or cheated on Tim, the proof is there. You have not made these situations look good for yourself. She's claiming that she's still friends with her ex, and that some of her friends and some of his friends were in town, and so he was in town, and so she went to go meet him. And Eden was basically like, well, why did you want to look good for him then? Like, what's going on there? Like, why would you want to put in an effort to go and see your ex? Why? What's the point? You're in this experiment to find love, but you're going back to your ex when you've got a husband who genuinely does like you and wants to make things work with you, and you've blown it all up because you what? You want to get back with your ex? Like, what's going on? And she's like, no. And then I really started to think about it. Hang on a minute. How long has this been going on? Or how long has this sort of been a potential problem? She sat at her wedding and was like, I know what it's like to not be over an ex. When Tim was like, oh, I only broke up with my ex like 6 months ago. And she was like, oh, I know what it's like to not be over an ex. That was the first warning sign. Second warning sign was her not wanting to give over the phone during the phone swap challenge. That was a huge red flag. And like at the time I was just like, oh, maybe she wants privacy. But clearly there was something that she wanted to hide from him. And it was probably that she was still in contact with her ex and talking to him on the reg. So there were just so many different little warning signs. All the cancelling of the dates. I don't think she's actually been that interested in Tim this entire time. I think she's just wanting to get on TV. And it's becoming increasingly apparent now. And bless him, poor Tim is absolutely distraught and cut up over it, because his whole idea of what was going on in this experiment has crumbled now. It's completely collapsed around him, and he doesn't know what to do about it. Genuinely, absolutely gutted for him. So obviously, he disappears off. She goes to sit around the dinner table and fill everyone in. She is claiming that she did not cheat. But everyone is like, yo, it's still cheating regardless of like, because you lied about it. We don't like the problem isn't that you went to go see your ex. It's the fact that you lied about it to Tim. That's the sneaky bit. That's the problem that we are having currently, is the fact that you lied to his face. And this is also where some of her lies start getting untangled, because she was like, oh, I didn't want Tim to feel insecure. And I was like, don't blame Tim. Do not blame Tim, because she was then like, I told Tim that I was puppy sitting on the Friday, which I was. And then Eden went, no, you said on text that I've lied to Tim about puppy sitting on Friday. So which one's the truth? Then she started to backtrack, and I was like, oh my God, Sarah, you're having an absolute howler. And then obviously they were just all attacking her, and Andrea was like, just write leave at the next commitment ceremony. Clearly you don't want to be here, and it's insulting to the rest of us that you're still trying. and Sarah got up and walked out and had a bit of a moment. Then Tim comes back in. And she's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, she did admit to sleeping with her ex 1 month before this experiment. And everyone's like, rah, because she's just said that her ex has been in a relationship for 6 years. So has she been cheating? He's been cheating with her? Because that's also not okay. How can you be okay with breaking up a relationship like that? Like, what's going on? So then obviously Sarah comes back in, says her bit, and then she just starts absolutely fumbling. She said before that he had a girlfriend, or he has a girlfriend and has had a girlfriend for 6 years. Now suddenly he had a girlfriend. They're no longer together. They're in an on and off relationship. What's the truth here, Sarah? What is the game plan here? What were you trying to achieve here? Because honestly, this is a shameful display. And I think the downfall of Sarah needs to be studied. Because how did you go from potentially one of the strongest couples in the competition for like a good 3 weeks running? Like, I would say you were top 3 strongest couples. You and Tim didn't really have your squabbles. You seem to be getting on well. This week was so good for you because he stood up for you. You got what you wanted from him. And now it's like, poof, it's all gone. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens at this commitment ceremony, because this was a shameful display and I'm excited to see her ass handed to her by the experts. So that is all we've got time for today. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and I am very excited for the next couple of episodes. I think this show is just getting started. We are over halfway through and things just keep on getting dramatic week after week after week. So without much further ado, I'm going to end the video. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you are subscribing, liking, doing all that stuff. We're on our way to 900 subscribers. You guys can get us there. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later. Keep on ranting. Bye now.